Hello everyone, this is Plankera, and welcome to my universe. So, picture is officially at the point where I like looking at it, and my mouth is not moving. I should do something about that. There we go. it keeps happening. Anywho, yeah, picture is getting to the point where I generally like looking at it. There's just a couple of spots I want to fix before I start kind of finalizing the composition here. And that's around her shoulders. I think everything else looks fine though. So I'll just grab her body. I will reattach the arms after. Oh, okay, I have the arms selected too. That's fine. And I kind of want this one to come back a little. No, that's not working. Okay, I think in that case, I'm gonna lock the arms real quick, and I'm gonna invert the background. I think the background color is fine for now, but I think this will let me just see her a little bit better. You know, green looks surprisingly okay. I don't think it's the color I want to go for, but it looks better than I normally get when I just invert colors like this. Okay. But now I can see her shoulders a little bit better. I'm not that worried about needing to invert the colors like this in order to see a little bit better. I'm gonna go ahead and lock some layers I don't really want to move around with all this. But yes, I'm not too concerned about not being able to see certain parts well. Just because I do tend to bring that out a lot when I start rendering things. And right now I'm just feeling out proportions and stuff because I am terrible at them. I'll figure it out someday, but man, I keep really wishing that someday would come a little bit sooner than it has. Okay, some of this might actually be easier to draw. The liquefy helped me get that corner a little bit. But now I think I'm just gonna go in and actually use my brush a little. That is the purpose of tools, after all, to make your life easier, and if they're making your life harder, then you're using them wrong. So I'll just go ahead and clean some of this up myself. And this is pretty normal for me, just having to go through things several times before I finally get it right. I honestly think that figuring things out so I don't have to do that quite as much as I do is the single best thing I can do for my drawing speed. And so it's very much something that I would like to work on. Why are you not doing a thing? Okay, there we go. Sometimes I think Krita gets a little bit confused when I switch between my tablet and my mouse. Oh yeah, and I did look up hand references, so I know what's going on with the hands now. I'll be able to draw those, but first, I want to get those shoulders looking good. Okay, we're gonna hide the hair for a sec. No, I do not want to move the circle. I don't know why that keeps happening too. It's weird, I've never really had problems with Krita and bugs, but recently I've definitely had some issues. I'm wondering if there was some rogue Windows update that is just not agreeing with it and I need to update the program again. It's been a little while since I've updated Krita, so I think I will check that after stream, actually. Not really something I want to do in the middle, so... Like, her shoulder's like what? Like, right there? Maybe I should hide the collar for a second and actually figure out this shoulder here. Okay. So, the neck being a little bit weird aside here. Actually, I guess I'll have to fix that too. Alright, let's fill in where some of these things kind of connect. I think that looks pretty okay. And then we got her shoulder here. I guess it's... her arm is really, really coming forward, so I think it's probably, like, here. And this one goes up a little bit more than it used to, so I think it's a little bit more like this, I guess? No, that doesn't look right. That doesn't quite look right. This one looks fine. I think this side is good. Not sure about him. Okay, so if I'm defining her shoulder as being, like, here or something. When we have an arm kind of coming out like this, I think this is... it's not connecting at the right location exactly, but I think the... once I attach it right, the angle on it is okay. I just need to figure out where her elbow is, because this ribbon should actually be at her elbow, not at her shoulder. Okay, I'm gonna hide that for a second. I'm gonna go back down to her clothes layer, and I am going to hunt for her elbow. Huh. I have that on that layer. I don't have it up here. Because they were moving together. I see, so that's a shadow. Okay. That is fine. I will go ahead and move it like this. And then it looks like I just have a bit of rogue hair in a few places. I'll go ahead and clean that up while I'm down here too. Okay. I'm not too concerned about keeping my layers clean just yet. So what's going on with her shoulder here is, like, it's gonna be pointing towards us. So we see, like, where her arm comes out here. And I think going through this kind of structural work will help me figure out where to place some of the other features around her arms that are just not quite working for me. Hello there, Edgy Kitty. Okay, so I think her shoulder's coming out a... looks like it's coming out a bit more now. Nice. I hope you're able to enjoy that. Yeah, I prefer cold drinks to hot drinks too. I think they feel pretty good. Okay, I think I will take this dark color to kind of help me figure out where her elbow should be. So now I should have... I'm gonna do this on another layer, actually. So we have her arm coming out just a little bit here. Isn't it pretty normal to go to school on weekdays? I mean, tomorrow's Tuesday. Or is it just because summer vacation started for most people? I don't know. My daughter has not quite started school yet, so I have not... I am not quite as familiar with when breaks are. I'm sure it'll become something I become very familiar with once she starts school. I see. Okay. I think that looks alright, so I'll go put another piece on. I think her hair is slightly in the way, so I'm just gonna hide that. I'll keep the rest of her head for now, but I will hide her hair so I can see. Oh, what kind of news? Is that good news? Alright, then around the elbow, it kind of gets thinner on one side and a little bit thicker on the other, so I guess I'll put it down here. Get a little thinner on the same side as the thumb. So I think that was the underside, so it'll get thicker up here, thinner down there. I see. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Do you know what made them want to make that decision? Because it seems like knowledge on your physical health is kind of important. Okay, so if I call that where her elbow is going to be, which I think looks right with the kind of foreshortening I have drawn. Let's go ahead and put this ribbon on. I think I'm just going to redraw it. So that'll go around her arm like this. I see. Yeah, it's not something I'm too familiar with, so I can't really speak into it. Alright, so now I have this ribbon going around her here. Alright, well, good luck with that. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Congrats. I think it's good to be able to teach people things. Because once you're able to teach it, that really shows that you actually understand what you're doing. And I think that is generally a good thing. It can be really good practice to teach other people things. Makes you use the knowledge that you have in a whole new way. Alright, let's smooth all this out. Looks like I'll have to change the angle of her arm and hand a little. That is fine. No, I do not want to change the angle of the circle. The circle is fine. I would like to change the angle of the things I selected. Oh man. I am definitely gonna have to figure out what's up with that. Because it is driving me slightly crazy. It's such a weird bug. Yeah, you've mentioned that. But, being able to teach people doesn't mean you have to be a teacher professionally. It's just a good way to engage with the knowledge that you have. Be able to spread around your ideas. Explain things well. It's a skill that'll help you. And it'll also give you new ways to understand what it is that you're teaching to someone else. Because you have to understand something far better in order to teach it than just know it and understand it yourself. So teaching can actually be a very effective way to learn something. Or even just trying to explain it to someone. Alright, think I've got her arm attached now. Let's turn her hair back on, so that this way I can see how that looks. I might need to adjust the more hair that I drew there, but I can do that. Yeah, that arm looks like it's coming forward nicely. Probably need to clean up certain things over here, but that is fine. I think I want to move her hand. I am not. And I never have been. Back when I was working, I was a computer programmer. I did a lot of software development. I just like talking about the things that I do. And honestly, at some point, you might even see some programming on stream, because programming is a good time. And I would like to make some games on stream. I think that would be pretty fun. Watch me mauled over some procedural generation ideas that I have. I don't know, do I like this? I'm not sure. It looks a little squished. Do I just let it cover her hand? I don't think so. Because I don't think that looks good either. Well, if you find it to be effective practice, then go for it. What matters is whether or not it helps you learn what you're wanting to learn. Man, art is hard. Because I definitely like it better like that, I just don't like the way it overlaps her sleeve and hand and stuff. Do I just change the angle of her shoulders yet again? Maybe. Let me see if I can put this in a spot that makes me a little bit happier. And then I'll adjust her shoulders accordingly. So like maybe down here, and then I can move her hair over just a little bit. This is a bit less extreme than the squishing I had to do before, so I kind of like it. So this ribbon would have to move, I guess, over here now. Yeah, that looks about right. Why would your mom get angry at your brother doing homework? Okay, so let's see if I can attach her shoulder properly at this angle. I will probably have to move a bunch of stuff around, but that's okay. So I am kind of effectively changing the rotation of her entire body again. Well, fair enough. Oh man, am I getting rid of the twist by doing this? I hope not. I'll try to emphasize it a little bit harder. I am just dislocating all of her body parts here, but it's okay, it'll be worth it if I can actually get her hair to cooperate with this. I'm gonna hide her back arm just... And actually, I think I'm gonna hide her head and neck as well. Just so it doesn't throw me off. I'm just gonna focus on her shoulders for just a little bit here. I mean, there's only so much you can do. It's like, if you can't help people that don't want help. You kinda gotta let people do their thing. Make the mistakes for themselves. It's fine. Oh man, I totally messed that up. Do I redo what I've done? I think I probably just... I'll have to redraw this again. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and attach this the way that I want to the arm here. Very important that I get the angle of this right, because I think this will show the perspective on her hand the best. And it's also going to be a very important guideline for when I put the frilly parts down. So I want to make sure that this is nice and round. Maybe I should just redraw it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to redraw it. Okay. Grab those colors again, and I'm going to reduce the opacity on her arm. I can safely say that what you're experiencing is probably a phenomenon. I mean, you've never experienced what it's like to be, you know, something that you are not. So, like, it comes with advantages and disadvantages. And I can guarantee that the life of your younger brother here is probably not as easy as you're making it out to be. I mean, I'm under the impression that he is very young. I think you mentioned that he was like, what, 7? So of course he's going to be treated differently than somebody who's like 13. Who's going to be treated differently from someone who's like 18. Etc., etc. The experience will be different, and idealizing somebody else's life and trying to make it out like you're being treated unfairly is gonna make you unhappy. Everybody's life will have its own struggles, and certain parts will be very difficult. And that's just gonna be true no matter what kind of person they are, no matter what kind of situation that they're in. And trying to say that your life is terrible because of immutable characteristics that you cannot change no matter what you do. And therefore, it's going to put you into a mindset that says that your life is going to be terrible no matter what you do, and that is extremely unhealthy. So, yeah. Look, man, I don't know anything about your life. I'm not gonna tell you what to do here. Not the goal, but I'm like... Yeah, there are things, just... Don't get caught in the trap of thinking that there are things that you can't, that are just going to be bad because of who you are, or that other people have it easier because of who they are. So, yeah, no problem. Anyway, have a nice day. Sorry, man, I just see you complain about this a lot, and I do not think it's good for you. Alright, there we go, that's better. I'll worry about shading it later. And I think I will adjust the sleeve a little to overlap more in the way I want it to, which is... I guess like... Oh, I have the layer locked. Okay, there we go. Which I guess is like this. This should be fine. Okay. Now all the stuff that I drew is gonna be a little bit different. But let me try to attach it to her arm here. It's like the angle on it is a little different now. Because I'm having her extend her arm a little bit more to the side. Which, you know what? Also makes me think that maybe I should grab these two layers and make her arm a little bit less open. Or the sleeve a little bit less open. So I pull this over, make it so we're seeing a little bit more of the side of her arm here. Or side of her sleeve. I think that kind of thing could be effective. Oh, and I totally ripped her thumbnail off her thumb. Oh no! Okay, and I think I want to get rid of down here. There we go. And then there's some parts of the back of the sleeve bleeding out. Oh, welcome back. So I will clean that up. Yeah, seems pretty nice. And if I'm changing the angle of her body and shoulder just a little bit, I think what I actually want to do is I want to pull this back just a tad. Pull this back just a tad. I do not. And then make the sleeve here just a bit longer. Still want it to overlap with where I'm going to put the ribbon and all the frilly parts that come with it. Okay. I think that looks pretty alright. Let's put her thumbnail back on, just because it's gonna bother me if I don't. It's all wrong, I'm gonna have to redraw it later, but that's fine. Alright, I mean, if it helps you, then go for it. Okay. I'm gonna hide the back arm for a little bit, just so I can try to figure out her torso again. I have to do that a lot. Figuring things out is hard. I see. Okay, and how does her shoulder kind of connect to her body here? Like, how is the armpit gonna work? I think it's something like that. Shape seems okay, at least. Now I just need to connect this to the side of her body again. Yeah, you've mentioned that, several times. It's okay, as long as you're dealing with whatever health problems you have, then hopefully it'll make you feel alright. I don't really want to hide the trim for now because I kind of want to use it as a guideline for where I should be putting things. So I'm gonna have it kind of curve with the way I think her body should be curving, which is a little bit more like this. Have her chest kind of stick out a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Just do that a little bit more. Something like that. Yeah, I like that. You see I have a residual highlight here that I'm gonna get rid of. Oh, they're glowing a little bit. I do have kind of a pulsating glow thing going on them, and lots of just random little effects in them. I had a lot of fun drawing them. Art is neat, and everyone should do it, even if it's not drawing. Just go out and make something. Your life will be better, I promise. Doesn't matter what it is. I don't know, have you ever tried to draw something before? Or if not draw, then write, or... I don't know, I mean, I've even seen some cake decorating videos on YouTube that go super hard. And I have greatly enjoyed watching those. So, I think that there's creativity in many things. Okay, I think I'm kind of understanding the way that I want her body to curve like this. I want to adjust the lights I have just a little here. I really want to kind of keep them focused on, like, the top half here. I think that'll really show where the light hits. I get the feeling that they'll be really different by the end, but at least for now, I think this will help me see, and that is what is important for the moment. So I'm gonna let this part sit underneath this little frilly center line. It's not frilly yet, but it will be, so I'm still gonna call it frilly. Let me see. Should that be sticking out a little bit more? I think so. Yeah, I do think so. Oh, that sounds like something you should do something about. I'm not sure if taking a nap is ever a good idea, but you could if you're that sleepy, or you could just take it easy today. Whatever works. Because I know if I take too many naps, I just can't sleep at night, so... Unfortunate. Buh. I am going to adjust the ribbons slightly. I think I need to get the ones on her back, too. This should definitely be higher now, with the way I have things drawn, and I think I want to angle it down just a little bit more. Have it move with her body just a little bit more nicely. Okay. Back to figuring out her upper torso. Let's see, I'm just gonna keep the edge of this colored like this for now, just so I can see where it ends. I think that will help me. So I will clean up the side here. And try to get this shaped nicely again. Let me see. This is off-center, but how much off-center? Like it's off-center in her actual character design. No, I think I have this in about the right spot. Maybe just a little bit more to the left here. Thank you. My kids do like cookies. Do you like cooking? Okay, and I want to get the curve on this ribbon nice. Normally I'd like to put a shadow over here to separate this part of the ribbon from the belt part. I probably do need a little bit of one, but I want to keep it mostly this lighter blue color just so I can differentiate it from the back. I see. Yeah, I guess the point where parents are comfortable with that is different for everyone. It's true. Laundry is a bit easier. A little bit less likely to burn you, too. Not that much. There we go. I'll just let the kind of point that they're tied together be this color for now. A lot of these colors will change at the end. But this is fine for now. Yeah, laundry's pretty straightforward. Very helpful to do, though. It's something that has to be done. If you don't want to have stinky clothes, at least. Well, fair enough. I don't know, you seem to be kind of mean to your mom sometimes. Probably something you want to check yourself on a little. I have no doubt that you do your best. But there has also been times that you told me that you deliberately troll your mom, like waking her up before she wants to get up, or, you've also said some kind of mean things about her here. But it's okay. I mean, I think that's pretty normal. Sometimes people do things that annoy us, and then stuff happens. Or, you know, it gives us bad feelings, and sometimes we have to get those out. Oh, of course. I mean, it's not just a kids to their parents thing. It's a people-to-people thing. People will always drive each other crazy. It's fine. Basically, if you're starting to judge people that you don't know, don't understand for certain things, I think that's when it becomes a problem. So if you see one person that you don't really know kind of being mean to their mom, and you're like, man, I hate it when people are mean to their mom. It's like, just remember, sometimes you do it too. Everyone does. And try to reserve your judgment. Especially for people that you just don't generally know. I don't know. Sometimes I think people are a little bit too willing to judge people. Just because we can only go by what we see, and we see such a tiny fraction of how people live. It's easy to say that you don't like people for XYZ, but it's much harder to understand why they do those things. And I'll just say that, in general, I'm not really super interested in speaking badly of people, even if it's just a vague general person. Even if it's just a vague general person that may or may not be a real person. It's okay, man. You don't have to justify anything to me. It doesn't really matter. I'm just an anime girl on the internet saying stuff. Don't worry about it. Okay, torso is starting to look a little bit better. Oh, that makes me happy. Oh, thank you. Let's see, I think I'm actually just gonna put this entire backside in shadow just so I can feel things out a little bit better. This way I can see my trim layer a little bit better and I can get the angles on this looking nice. So every little adjustment here that I make always just ends up making things look a little bit better. Nice! Yeah. Okay, I hope that the stuff that I make can help you relax. A good way to be. That's probably not a good thing. Might want to do something about that and make your life a little bit better so this way you're just not constantly upset. Let me see, should I run it off her chest a little bit sooner than I am? No, I think I prefer it like this. Yeah, it kind of runs off the side there and then reconnects on the side of her torso that we don't see and runs down here like this. Yeah, that seems correct. Well, fair enough. Why are you biting your parents? Don't do that. What the heck? I still feel like her torso is long, though. Okay, but at least it still kind of has the curve that I want to it, and the twist. The twist might be a little bit strong now, but you know what? I think I'm okay with that. Let me reattach her neck here. Let's see, it should go on this side, so probably about here, and hopefully this doesn't undo all the work I was trying to do to make it so that her extra hair here would not cover her arm in bad places. Let me put her back hair on too. Yeah, Dad, don't bite your parents. Come on, man, don't do that. That's rude. I mean, even my 3-year-old knows not to bite me. Cut us some slack. They're working hard too, you know? I'm gonna flip this one up a little bit more just so it doesn't cover up her sleeve here. Okay, her hair still looks pretty free there. So I think this will be okay. But is it long? I think it's long. So what I think I want to do is I'm just gonna grab like the entire thing here. I don't think it really matters, man. biting people is not a good thing. It doesn't really matter how it makes you feel. You need to learn how to control your emotions without biting people. Like, that is an important skill to have. We should not encourage random violence on people. All right. Okay, there we go. That's a lot better there. The top of her torso is indeed just a bit long. I keep wanting to mentally put this belt on her waist, but it's not on her waist. It's much higher up. So I think that was also throwing off my proportional abilities here. Okay. And now... I think I want the trim to be a little bit thicker. But otherwise, it's all good. I am so gonna have to move the collar around when I do this. I think I actually had the layer locked, which might be a problem. Oh no, I unlocked everything. Okay, that's good. We unlocked the back arm too. Okay, good. It's just hidden right now, so it got moved down with everything. That is good. Oh, wow, that made things look so much better. Okay. Now to figure out the shoulder. And I think I want a little bit less shadow color around there. Yeah, I like that. Alright, so how does this shoulder work exactly? Welcome back! Okay, let's see... The shoulder's going up a little bit, so I think I want like the top of it going back. I think something like that will be okay. So let's see if I can attach her arm again. Kind of want it in a relatively straight line with the other one. I hope you mean scratching yourself and not scratching your parents. Dude, don't hurt your parents. Just don't. Like, I get that sometimes you're gonna hurt people emotionally, and it's not, like, on purpose. But I think it should be pretty obvious that physically harming your parents is not a good thing. Don't do it. Okay, that's fine then. Scratching things is fine. Okay, currently I still feel like the arm is a little short. And I mean, to an extent, that's to be expected, because it is heavily, heavily foreshortened. But right now, I don't think it is looking foreshortened enough to be this short. So I need to fix that. That is good. You see, I have many scars on my arm, but fortunately, none of them were from my kids, so they are things that I have had for a long time. Okay, let's put some of these darker colors in there to kind of help me see what's going on here. I'm gonna put some darker colors around kind of where it's connecting to the other part of her arm and shoulder here. I don't like that. I am not connecting this properly, so I try again. And I keep trying until I get it right. Yeah, something like that. I think that's good. Now if I can just get the shape of this trim to be good. Yeah, probably don't want to do that either. Look, like I said, you can manage your emotions without violence. I guess it's better than hitting people, but, like, yeah. This is not the way to manage your anger, man. It is not. This is something you're gonna have to figure out, because, I mean, if you want to do, like, especially things with law and things in highly competitive fields, you can't do stuff like that. Nobody's gonna tolerate somebody that just flies off the handle every time something goes wrong. It's like, man, I just want to draw stuff. And actually, you know what? Drawing stuff is a thing you can do to help you do this. Not just drawing. I found that writing and many other things can help too. And then you'll actually be creating stuff instead of breaking stuff, and it'll be fantastic. I mean, literally nobody in the world is going to want to deal with that. So try drawing a picture, or writing a book, or making a garden, or something else that's nice. I'm gonna tuck her fingers underneath her sleeve a little bit more too. I don't like the little wiggle I put in her sleeve there. I need it somewhere else. This part needs to be super duper round. So I'll try putting it here instead. Because while I want a little bit of a wiggle to show folds in the sleeve, folds in the sleeve there. I need to make sure that they are in the right spot to show the kind of perspective I'm going for. So that this way, the hyper foreshortening I have in her arms here don't look weird. I actually think this part might be too long now. Oh, that's awesome. The fact that I managed to get it going from too short to too long is good progress. Alright, and then... let's see. Gotta look at my reference images again. She has some kind of poofy sleeves. And I don't think that they're gonna show it all on this side, so I won't draw them too much. I'll probably put in a little bit of an indication of them, but this side, they're gonna be pretty visible. I think a lot of it's gonna be covered up by the collar. But nonetheless, I should show them at least a little bit. Okay. Yeah, there we go. We got some poofy shoulders there. I think that is about the amount that we'll see here. I want it to be just a little bit bigger because the sleeve will be kind of sitting on top of them. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Is her head big now? Let me see. No, I think her head is sized properly. Okay, in that case, I think it's time to put her little collar back on. And I will go ahead. Put all this in the right place. I'm gonna go ahead and hide that fluttering hair, just so I can kind of see what I'm doing. And I will get these into position. And I'm gonna kind of get just a general shape that I like. Yeah, I think that looks nice and fluttery. Very nice. And then this will look a little bit better once I kind of draw the backside. There's gonna be a little spot where it kind of comes up from behind the trim running down her chest here. But for now, it's just gonna look like it's floating. Don't worry about it. I'll draw that a little bit later. I think I'm just gonna redraw this side. Let's just erase some of that, and... I'll just draw it again. Let's clean up this side just a bit before I go back and redraw the other side. Gotta make everything look nice. And I'm gonna start adding all the little details. I think I'm getting close to the point where I'm going to want to start, like, adding in the frills on her elbows and that kind of thing. I will probably save the pattern on her dress for the very end. You see, I don't really want to hide the trim, but I can't see what I'm doing with the collar with that color, so I will go ahead and invert it for now, much like I'm doing with the background. Those colors are gonna go back to normal soon, don't worry about it. This will just help me see a little bit better until that time comes. Okay, where exactly does it come out? Yeah, like right on the trim itself. Let me see. Yeah, so it should come out kind of like right here. And then we'll make it kind of go flip around and be free. It'll be so free. So freaking free. Okay. I'm trying not to constrain myself by common sense here. So... I'm gonna make it flip around more than what I would normally do. Because that helped a lot with the hair, and I get the feeling it'll help a lot with kind of floppier parts like this. So I just want it to feel like it can go anywhere it wants. This little piece of her collar can just be whatever it wants to be. Gonna put in some shadows there just to kind of help me see what I'm doing. Because I see things as light. And then there will be like a backside running down like this, where we kind of see the underneath. And I will probably make that a different color, but I don't really want to pick the color right now, so this is fine for now. I just want to get an idea of what's there and how all of this should look, and I'll go ahead and draw the little parts that are coming out here. There we go. I think that looks nice. Maybe I shouldn't have it swinging in her armpit quite so much. Maybe I should do it more like this. I still think that looks pretty free. Okay, I think that's good. Where is the trim layer? I want to fix the colors on that again. And I think I will do the same with the circle for once. I actually did want to adjust the circle. Okay, how are we doing? Yeah, I like it. I want her to sit a little bit bigger on the screen, though. I don't mind if her back arm goes a little bit off screen. That's fine. In order to get things where they need to go. So hopefully this will be one of the final adjustments I need to make to the composition. I think it's looking pretty good. And I'll just go ahead and adjust the fan a little. It could be a little bit smaller. And I'm gonna make it just swish down a little bit more. I actually kind of like that it's covering her hat just a little bit there. Put the hair back on and... Alright, I'm gonna go make sure that all my layers are on. Sans butterflies, I don't really feel like drawing them right now. Ghosts definitely got all messed up during all that. I'll have to redraw them. But I kind of expected that, so that is also fine. Okay, I think now's the time to actually start getting some of the details on her going. Let's see, I want to do a little bit more on her dress here. Oh, what happened? Let me see, only over here though. I still want some of that kind of extreme lip up in here. No, that always sucks. Yep. Group projects are the worst. Alright, and then I just need to put the back of her dress back in place here. And then I think I will make this part just a little bit more flippy, just so that you can see a little bit more of the underskirt there. Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna go get her back ribbon. I think that is the next spot, and then I can worry about all the little things. All the extra little frills and stuff. Because I think it is time. I'm kind of excited to draw them, honestly. I like drawing them. I have a hard time drawing them, but I enjoy it nonetheless. So let's see. This doesn't connect squarely in the middle of her back. I'll draw the little frills that kind of come off of it once I'm a little bit more confident in the overall shape of this. And then there's just a couple of little things that kind of come off here. I'll make them nice and flippy. They are not actually this long, but I have decided that in my picture they are, so I'm drawing them like this, because it makes me happy. Like, this is my universe, so I can do what I want. I can do whatever I want. I am gonna have to spend so long cleaning up all the colors on her dress here. It is definitely gonna take me a little while to get that looking good. But for now, I will just focus on getting the shape nice. That is a place to start. And this part, I think I want to make it nice and round. I think that'll make it look nice and flippy. So this way it looks like it's just blowing freely in the wind. The wind created by her spin. That kind of thing is always fun to draw. Okay, falling asleep. There we go. Alright. Wrong ribbon layer. I need the back ribbon. There we go. Uh-oh. Did I draw some stuff on the wrong layer? I sure did. Happens more than I like to admit. Okay, so now I just want to put in a kind of dark shadow here to show where the bow ends and the ribbon begins, and I think I actually want the ribbon to be coming up behind the bow. And then maybe a little bit of a shadow up top, just because I think it'll look nice. And then I can just focus on getting the shape of this be something that makes me happy. I think that looks pretty good. Looks like a nice big old ribbon coming out of her back. And then I'll just there'll be some light stuff there. It'll look nicer once I actually get around to cleaning it up. Tends to be how it goes. Things look pretty bad at first. And then they get better. Let me see, I think I want this ribbon to be a little bit larger than the back part coming off of it. I think if I get the angle of the little tail right, this will look quite nice. Okay. This only looks weird because I took the dark part with it, but it's okay. The dark part is moving. It's gonna be like this. Yeah. I have to remember how ribbons work, which I do not. I think something like that is fine. If I decide I want it to be a little bit different later, then I can fix it. There we go, I think that's a pretty cute little ribbon. The other half is gonna be, like, behind her, so we don't see it, so I don't have to draw it. This is fine. Put a little shiny spot there, too. I want to keep this part darker than pretty much everything up here, because that'll bring it further back. I might also do something like this where I just put a little bit of the background color on it, and that'll probably make it look nice too, but I don't want to do that yet. That's something that I do later. And let's see. At some point I really should just draw her hand. I did find references for it. I could probably do it right now. Do I feel like it? Not really. I want to go do some things that sound fun. So let's go ahead and add some frilly things to her sleeve. will literally call this layer frilly things. Okay. So, around her elbows, she just has these little frills coming off of them. So it goes just kind of like this. And they're just little frills. That is too long, but that's the idea. So I will let them be free. I'm just gonna draw the start. I'm not gonna draw all the things right now. It's like I feel like I have worked hard on a lot of things today, so I just kind of want to have a little bit of fun before I stop. Alright, and they go on both sides of her elbow here, so I'll draw some frilly things here, and then more frilly things over here. And there will be so many frilly things. It's gonna be great. Then I just need to kind of decide where her shoulder's covering all of this here. I think something like that should be fine. Yep, that seems fine. I can change my mind later if I want. Okay, so there's those frilly things. Let's go ahead and put some frilly things on her collar. Once again, I do not think I will draw the full frills. I just kind of want to get it started. Because I think that they will make everything look very cute. Okay, I can't see like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and invert the colors for just a minute here. Just enough to... And like, the fact that I can't see is a problem. It is something that I'm going to want to make sure I fix by the end. But I have no doubt that a lot of these colors bleeding together like this right now will be fixed by the end. So that's why I'm not really concerning myself with it. I already know pretty much how I'm going to do it in my head. I just want to make sure that structurally everything is correct before I worry too much about it. Okay. Okay, cough. Phew, I had a frog in my throat for a second there. Yeah. It's alright, I think I got it out. Just hopping way in the other direction now. Okay. So, on her collar, she has these little blue lines running through them. They're pretty big. There aren't that many. So I shouldn't draw them too small. But it's kind of like this. So go off the edge. No, it just kind of turns into a big ribbon. So we'll draw a big ribbon. I do like drawing the occasional big ribbon. Ribbons are fun. Okay, the rest appear to be like largely covered by her hair. And there's no other ribbons or anything on her little arm pieces here. Those are good. And then, before I switch colors, I want to go onto her arm layers. And where are my trim layers? Where did her arm go? There it is. There's like spot running down the middle here. That's this color. And since this is so foreshortened, I'm actually putting it really near the edge, and I actually don't think it'll show it all on that side. Yeah, that seems correct. And here we actually do see most of it. So I'll go ahead and put that in. And let's see, the cherry blossom decorations, those will come later. But it does show up on the base of her sleeve as well, which, once again, we see on this arm, but not so much on the other one. But we do see just a little bit of it through here. And this I'll probably have to redraw entirely, so I'm not going to spend too long on it. I just want to make sure everything looks good here. Alright, and then there is a kind of black tie on her collar. So I will scroll back down to my... Oh no, my collar details are going to be over here, aren't they? Or collar decoration. Just taking a look at it. And it does something kinda like this. And then there's just a nice big ol' ribbon here, and once again, I will let it be free and just do whatever it wants. It does something like that. And I think that is fine for now. Yeah. No, it actually doesn't have any tails. Okay, in that case, I want to draw it a little bit differently. Yeah, the tails don't come out. It just is bigger loops. And therefore, I want to make sure that these big loops are very free. There we go. There we go. I think that's good. Okay, is there... Okay, let's go ahead and put some frills on her dress trim. I think for that, I want to get my light color and my dark color. And first, I want to draw where the trim will kind of connect. Okay, no, I need a different color for that, and I'm not going to look for one right now, so I'm just going to draw the trim. We just make it frilly now. I'm just going to draw nice little random shapes and fill them in. So it'll be pretty messy at first. But I am gradually getting to the place where I'm just gonna go in and render it all. I might actually start rendering her face today. I want to work on the face, I really do. I think it's a very cute face now. So I want to work on it some more, but I'm being good and putting in some of these other things that I think need to exist before I do too much rendering. That, and I'm making sure that I can actually, like, check proportions and stuff, because... Oh man, sometimes I have to look away from things for a little while before I know if my proportions are correct, and... It's a bad idea to start rendering before I know all the proportions are correct, because if I do, and I end up, you know, using liquefy on things and just changing things around again, it means that I basically have to do the rendering all over again, because everything gets blurry and ugly and terrible. And on this side, that will be a little bit less pronounced. because the frills are gonna kind of be going behind her. But this should all make sense once I actually put shadows and stuff on it, which I may or may not do today. This is fine for now. I don't really feel like picking colors today. And I think it's fine for me to just not do that for the time being. There are still a few things that I need to draw. Like, I looked up references for her hands. I found several that I liked. I looked up references for how I want to do the trim, the branches and stuff going around her. Have some ideas for how to do that, but man, I'm just not feeling that part today. I'm having a good time working on the character. And hands are hard. So today, I'm just kind of letting myself indulge a little bit. Let myself have a good time. There's enough to get done that I can afford to. And I am quickly getting to the point where I'll be rendering, so I am fine with this. Okay, now everything is nice and theoretically frilly. Alright, what else we got here? Got a white line coming through the ribbon here. I'll just go ahead and draw through and erase as needed. This still isn't shaped correctly, but that's fine. I'll shape it in a little bit. I'm just, once again, trying to get some of these things drawn on here. Just the start. It's fine if they're not completely correct yet. The frills on the ribbon here are pretty small. I guess I'll go ahead and size this correctly right now then, since I'm here. And we got little lines running all the way down. Okay. I'm gonna save the decorations on our kimono for later. So I think that is everything. Yep, just looking at pictures here, and besides the pattern, that is about everything. Okay. These might be a little bit too small, but no, I think they're sized okay. And I see that in her imperishable knight outfit, that they do indeed have little tails. So I will go draw the tails. There we go. I do think ribbons look nicer with tails, so I will draw them. Okay, and I think that the last thing that needs to be drawn here is just, let's see, in her inner sleeve here. I want to draw the underskirt again, because there's a little bit. No, I do not want to draw the circle. I want to draw on the layer I just made. It keeps happening, man. There is, like, just the same with down here. There's a little bit on there. She has like an undersleeve here, so I get the feeling that she's like wearing her clothes on top of another another dress or something. And I think that's normal for this kind of thing. They're a little bit... It's actually a little bit longer than her sleeves, so I should probably actually be putting it out here. But I don't like the way it looks quite as much. So I'm gonna put it over here. But I think it has the correct effect, so I think that's good. Gonna make her body just a touch larger. I think that will make it just a little bit more proportionate. Oh, I didn't draw you a frilly thing here, did I? I did not. Okay, let's give you a frilly thing. This will help me cover up other parts of things that I don't like, so... Works out. It'll be pretty short, though. Okay, there we go. We got frilly thing. Okay, so I think that's all the details I'm going to draw for now. At some point, I will need to go and decide what colors I want for everything. And I do need to draw her hand and the fan, but you know what? I want to work on the face a little bit. And I have not made any real adjustments to her face this entire time. So I'm just going to go in, take my time, chill out a little bit, and have a good day. We are gonna make her eyelashes look fantastic. And I'm gonna make them look eyelashy, and start getting some of my ideas for how to make this look more like stained glass down. But first you can see that since I had to resize things a couple of times, that what I drew last time got a little bit blurry. And this is why I always want to make sure that everything is drawn nicely and that everything is proportionate and I do not have to make any more changes before I go in and start rendering, because the style I draw with is very crisp and clean, and when the edges even get a little bit blurry, it bothers me. Even a little bit. Even if it's just a little bit blurry. I think it looks pretty bad. So I just want to make sure everything is correct so I don't have to go back through and do what I'm doing now. And touch up the edges so they no longer look super blurry. But this is a pretty small area, and a lot of the time I do kind of have to have the eyes mostly done before I can really get everything super proportionate. Alright, that wasn't so bad. I'm gonna go clean up the other side before I start adding more details. We are gonna give her some nice, fluffy eyelashes. So I like drawing nice, fluffy eyelashes. Probably one area where my style differs from what you would see from a Japanese artist. I don't mind giving the impression of heavy makeup or something. I just like to draw eyelashes super fluffy. Alright, let's get him in there. I think I'm actually gonna do it on a new layer. I typically do just because I don't always get it right the first time. So here, the eyelashes should be super fluffy just because of the angle of the eye here, so we should see a lot of her eyelashes. This is one area where I'm glad that I don't have to be symmetrical. It's okay if the eyelashes look a little bit different. Okay, I think that's good. I'll give her a few lower lashes too. Most of them, I think, should be going to the left here. I'll draw a few more. I like drawing them. I think they're fun. Draw them at varying sizes, varying lengths, and they'll look nice and fluffy. Yeah, I think I can make the corner one a bit longer. And once I'm happy, I will merge it down with the main eyelash layer. Definitely don't want to go through her eyebrow, but it's okay. I will tame it a little bit. I haven't drawn her eyebrows yet, but that's okay. This is what I want to work on right now. And I can do things in whatever order is convenient to me. I've just been kind of looking forward to drawing some eyelashes. So yeah, just, you know, when you're drawing really, really fluffy eyelashes like I like to, I try to randomize the size a little bit, so this way they're not all the same size. I swear, if I ever decide to try to animate some of my drawings, just beyond, like, what I can do in Inochi 2D, my desire to draw eyelashes like this is gonna be... It's gonna make things hard on me. But I can't help it. I love the way they look. They're so fluffy. And so fun. And I love it. I love it so much. Look at them. They just look so happy. I can tell I'm getting better because, man, normally I have to draw them like 2 or 3 times before I'm happy. But I like these ones. I think these ones look pretty good. Alright, let's give her some lower lashes now. These ones I always keep a little bit smaller. Alright, how does that look? Let's put her hair back on. Yeah, that looks super cute. I like it. I think before I do all the details, I'm gonna do her hair. And before I do her hair, I want to clean up her eyebrows just a little bit here. But I think the eyelashes themselves look good, so I will merge them down. Keep the eyelashes in just one layer. The only time I separate them is when I want to animate in Inochi 2D. So I'm pushing this eyebrow a little bit higher just so it's not gonna rub up against her pretty eyelashes. But besides that, I'm just keeping it about the same. And this will be another thing where I will stylize it and make it pretty. after I do a little bit more on the hair. It's funny, I actually tend to fully render the hair before I do a lot of other things. Even though it's time consuming, it takes a while. I always like to do the things around her eyes or my character's eyes and face first. But in order to know exactly how that should be shaded, I have to know how the things on top of it are shaded. So that would be, you know, hair. Mostly hair. But the fact that we are getting into rendering territory makes me happy. Almost done. Just, the rendering always takes me a long time. Though, I've probably still got several more episodes here. But hey, at least we're not gonna make it to almost episode 300 like I did with Shalom. I'll take that. Honestly, I'll be surprised if we even reach 30. So. Just realized that I had the wrong color selected for the eyebrows there. But I mean, you can see how blurry they are from all the transformations I had to do to get everything into the right place. And that is just something that happens here, because when you transform stuff in any art program, really, they can only do so much to preserve how the shape originally looked when it's not like a vector drawing or something. And that's just the nature of aliasing. And what aliasing refers to is when you draw a circle, like you can see that this is a curve. And if I zoom in really close, you can see that there's some pixels that are the solid pink. And then there are some, like on the edge here, that are somewhere, that are more transparent. So this is a mix of the pink and the skin tone below it. You can see it changes color a little bit over here. And the reason that has to happen is because the way computer displays work is that everything is a pixel. Pixels are square. Squares cannot be round, so they kind of have to fake roundness by adjusting the colors surrounding everything. And so if you've ever heard the term anti-aliasing before in like the options menu of a game or something, all that really refers to is making it so that those little pixel shapes look rounder. Just the technology used to make it look rounder and more convincing. It's also why in like the 8-bit area, when we didn't have things like anti-aliasing, everything looked super blocky, and you could see all the pixels. Okay. Go ahead and turn her hair back on. The back looks very funny without her hat. And I'll go ahead and start perfecting all of those shapes, I suppose. I still don't quite know what colors I want them all to be, but I can at least start finding the edge. And I'm just mostly getting rid of all those blurry edges. This is just kind of making everything that I already had nice and smooth. And I'll add more strands as necessary. I don't like where that connects there. Do I want it to connect down there? No, I think I just want it to connect a little higher up. Maybe like right here. Do I keep the strand there? No, I don't think so. So, these are the kind of decisions I make when I'm at this phase. Of which strands get to stay, which ones have to go. Okay, I find the dark pink a little bit easier to see, so I'm just going to use it to render everything. And I will adjust the colors once I'm all done. So this dark pink will effectively be my base color for a little while. And that's fine, because colors are easy to adjust when the time comes. All I have to do is lock the layer, and then I can make it whatever color I want, so I'm just focused on the shape for the time being. This reminds me that well, I've been studying and trying to figure out how to make my process just a little bit less time-consuming. I've been thinking of starting to sketch things in black and white again. Black and white, probably one layer. Go back to that pattern, and then once I have proportions and stuff the way I want them, add colors and whatnot afterward. Because I'm wondering if part of the reason that I have trouble is that I'm trying to worry about composition, proportion, and all of that all at the same time. When maybe it'd be a little bit easier on me if I just did things one at a time. So that's something that I want to try. And I will probably try it in the next picture I draw on stream, so that'll be exciting. You can watch me be all nice and clumsy while I try to learn something new. Because while you're learning something new, you are generally very clumsy. Okay, I have to use the lighter pink here. Because I don't want it to merge with the hair I have in the background. But see, once again, it doesn't really matter what color I use, because eventually all the colors will change. Eventually they will. Go ahead and add a few loose ones here and there. Just because they do make things look nice. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. I think she's looking pretty cute. Very important when drawing a character like this. Gotta look cute. They don't look cute, it's like, what are you doing? What are you even doing if they don't look cute? Alright, now I think I'm going to switch back to the darker pink as I go back across her face, because the darker pink is easier to see than the lighter pink across her face. Her skin tone is pretty light after all. Makes sense, I mean, she's a ghost. Ghost should be a little bit pale, right? Okay, and this is the point where it kinda tucks back behind her head. And the rest, I don't care so much about. I'll go ahead and draw the loose strand here, maybe add a couple more here and there. But I think when I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out, make a new layer. Do I need to add more? Honestly, no. No. There are a couple spots. I want a couple of loose ones, just like over here. I'll draw it on a new layer so that this way I can erase as much as I want. The ones kind of inside her hair, I will draw later. No, I don't want any there. I think that's good. Okay. Didn't need very many. I already kind of had enough drawn. Okay. More hair. So I will smooth out all of this too. I'm gonna try to keep as much of it as I can to just the parts that need to be on top. And I'll get all that nice and smooth. And then after I do this, I am going to try very hard to make it so I never change the size of the head again. Because otherwise it'll make my strokes here a little bit blurry and I'll have to go over them again. And I would prefer not to do that. So I'm making a bold statement in that I'm basically saying I do not expect to have to change the size of the head or move it around at all for the rest of the drawing. Very bold. Okay, I see what I'm doing. I'm gonna get rid of this strand. I want to kinda keep the shape of the hat like that. Honestly, I like rendering. It can be a little bit tedious, but I enjoy it. It's very relaxing. Because at this point, I've made most of the creative decisions. I've largely figured out how everything is going to look. And all that's really left is just execution. And it's kind of nice. It's a nice break after spending so long working hard to make everything, like, correct. Since I have so much trouble with proportion and whatnot. And it takes a while to get through all that. But once I do, I just kinda get a little break, and I get to do a bunch of easy stuff that just finishes things off and makes everything look so nice. I get to see the picture I've been working on really come to fruition. And I find it very satisfying. Very satisfying and very chill. So I no longer have to do a bunch of internal screaming as I'm just like, oh man, how to proportion. This one I'll give some more flippy parts. Because I want the hair to be free. It can go where it wants now. Everything about it should just look so happy. And I think it does. I think this hair looks like it's having a great time. Now I guess I just double check the back hair. Which, honestly, I think looks basically fine. Well, I'll go ahead and clean it up here too, while I'm used to making hair shapes. And there we go. And that is the start of her hair. I haven't, like, put any highlights or anything on there, but I think that is perfect for the shapes. And you know what? I think that's where I will stop for today. I think next time I need to just finish all the things that need to be drawn still, which is going to be her hand, her fan, and the border. I think that's where I want to start. I'm glad I got to do a little bit on the face today, though. And I at least kind of have her hair where I want it to be. And honestly, I think this is some of the best hair I've drawn in a long time, so I'm very proud of it. Do I have a... Nope, okay. I was worried that I missed a spot over here, but no. I zoomed in, it looks fine. I think this will be really good once I actually get the colors on it looking right. But I think this is where I will stop for today. So, thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.